Good afternoon. This is Bunny Stevens, and Debbie Shergy is here with me also. We want to welcome you to the webinar. We're going to discuss only the bid forms for the invitation to bid number ESD 112-DE-13A. We're going to cover both of the bid forms that relate to this invitation to bid and the difference between the bid forms and completing the bid forms. We are only also going to field any questions that are in regards to the bid forms. If you have any other questions, please refer to the website and also to the contract.
We're going to be using this.
Okay. We're going to be using on page 10 of the invitation to bid the scope of work. So when you are completing your bid forms, this is the section that Debbie is going to start with, and then also the instructions for bidding that starts on page 13. So now I'm going to hand it over to Debbie Shergy, and she's going to discuss both of the bid forms. Thank you.
Hi everyone. Hey, welcome to the webinar and thanks for joining us. Bunny and I decided this would be a good thing to do this afternoon because we're concerned that everyone has the information they need about completing the bid forms correctly. We don't want anyone's bid to be rejected simply because they didn't choose the right bid form or because they filled out the bid form incorrectly or incompletely. So hopefully this will give everyone a chance to learn more about the bid forms. We are recording this particular webinar and we will put it on the website as soon as we have processed it. We're going to get it on the website as soon as possible because we know we're coming down the home stretch before the bids are due, and we want to make sure, again, like I said earlier, that you have the information you need. Now, a little bit about the navigation window. You probably all, being in the technology field, have attended webinars before. If you do have a question, please type it in the question window and then press the send button. And I'll be checking questions intermittently throughout the webinar. Please, again, like Bunny said, limit your questions to only questions about the bid forms. We have already done a bidders conference about everything else in the invitation to bid, so this is a very focused webinar on the use of the bid forms. So hopefully you have the invitation to bid printed or on some screen where you can refer to it. I am going to occasionally refer to page 10 of the bid form. I'm sorry, not of the bid form, but of the invitation to bid. And if you'll just give me a second here, I'm going to just arrange things on my table. Bunny and I are sharing a space here, and so we are good at sharing. All right, so here we go. As you can see in front of you, I have the invitation to bid website open. Okay, and it is the actual invitation to bid, but it has everything that you need on this website for you to submit a bid. And if you scroll down, midway, you'll see that there's a section called Documents and Materials for this bid. And my pointer is pointing to it right now. And there's the invitation to bid, which is in a PDF format. And then there are two bid forms for you to use. And it's very important that you select the correct bid form. And what I'm going to do now is tell you how to do that. The first bid form says bid forms for wireless mobile devices and their related solutions. That is very specific. That bid form, called Bid Forms for Wireless Mobile Devices and Their Related Solutions, are for bidders that are going to submit bids on the wireless mobile devices themselves and by a certain company, and that company's solutions that are meant to extend or enhance the use of their own mobile devices. So I'm just going to throw out an example. It's not the only example, but it's an example. Let's say that company XYZ manufactures and sells or manufactures mobile devices, let's say wireless tablets. And you're a vendor, you're a reseller that sells company XYZ's mobile devices. If you're going to bid on that company's mobile devices, and all of their related solutions by that company, you would use this first bid form called Bid Forms for Wireless Mobile Devices and their related solutions. Very specific. Now, if you are a company that sells third-party solutions for wireless mobile devices, you don't sell, or you want to submit a bid for solutions that are manufactured by a company other than the manufacturer of the devices, then you would use the third-party solutions bid form. Okay? Now, let me be really, really clear that if you're a reseller and you sell mobile devices by company A, B, and C, and you also sell mobile devices by company XYZ, you would download this bid form twice and complete the one set of bid forms for company ABC and a second set of bid forms for company XYZ. Okay? Now, if you're that reseller that sells wireless mobile devices manufactured by company ABC and by company XYZ, and you also sell third-party solutions for any wireless mobile device, such as jackets or covers or table stands or carts or anything, you can then download the bid forms for third-party solutions. Obviously, in this case, you're not selling the, you're not bidding on the actual wireless mobile devices, but you are bidding on third-party solutions for wireless mobile devices. Now, that is one thing we want to be really clear on. If it sounds to you like I'm really punctuating this point, it's because this is really important. If you don't choose the right bid form, you will be rejected on your bid. Okay, because we're going to be comparing like bids to like bids. Okay? All right. So for each different manufacturer, you have to submit a separate and unique set of bid forms for that manufacturer. So I'm going to start my demonstration today by giving you a scenario. I am either a manufacturer of wireless mobile devices, let's say tablets, and their related solutions. I'm either a manufacturer of those devices or I'm a reseller of them. It doesn't matter. I am going to put in a bid for wireless mobile devices and for a single manufacturer and that manufacturer's related solutions. So I'm going to click on that and download it and open it. And here it is. Okay? Now, what you have here in front of you is what's called, it's actually referred to in two ways in our invitation to bid. It's called a set of bid forms and it's called a bid. So let me even get more clear about this. This is a set of bid forms for wireless mobile devices and their related solutions. And we call it a set of bid forms because every single form in this Microsoft Excel workbook is about a single bid. Let me even be more specific. If I'm the name of the bidding company, and I'm the Smithsonian bidding company. Okay, you can see I've filled out the name of my bidding company, and I'd fill out all of this information. I'm not going to take up your time showing you the obvious, but I'm the bidding company. I'm either the manufacturer oh, I'm sorry, provide the following information about the manufacturer whose products you're bidding on. Let's say that I'm bidding on the company ABC's products. Okay, that's the manufacturer. And then you would provide the contact at that manufacturer's company and the contact's title and all that. So if you're the bidding company, let's say you're a reseller, you're Smithsonian, and you're going to sell company ABC's wireless mobile devices. Okay? Now, the next section underneath this purple stripe asks, are you a reseller or a distributor? If you are, you put an X in cell I-24. If you are the actual manufacturer that is a sole provider of your manufacturer's line of products, you would put an X in cell I-25. And if you're a bidder that is a manufacturer where you're going to commission authorized resellers or distributors to meet the requirements of the bid, then you would put an X in cell I-26. Now, for the purpose of this demonstration, this scenario is that I am a reseller for, I'm sorry, let me say it again. I'm a reseller of company ABC's wireless mobile devices and the related solutions that are provided by company ABC for their particular wireless mobile devices. All right? Now I keep scrolling on down, and I'm a reseller that is authorized to sell these wireless mobile devices in Washington, Oregon, Idaho, Montana, and Colorado. You don't have to sell all of the devices, all of the devices that you're bidding in all of your states, all of the states listed. You may only be authorized in 5 of the states, like I just demonstrated. You can choose how many states you wish to bid this manufacturer's devices in. Now, if you're the winning bidder, you will only be awarded in the states that you mark here. Okay? And then if there's a second lowest bidder for California, they'll get awarded in California. All right? So, again, just to recap, please put X's in the states that you're bidding this manufacturer's wireless mobile devices. Moving over to the middle column, I want to know for this manufacturer, which is company A, B, and C, of these mobile devices, what operating system is this manufacturer including? So in this case, I'm going to choose Android. Okay? And then over here, place an X by the bidding method you are submitting your offers on. Some bidders like to bid using the method of markup over their cost. Others are used to bidding discount from educational pricing, and others are even used to bidding using the method discount from MSRP. I'm going to use the markup over cost in this scenario. So I'm putting an X there. And then finally, you'll notice that you can't even click in this final bid score because that's a calculated cell that comes from your bids. Okay. All right, so that's called, if you go back up to the top, that's Form A. It's labeled at the top, and it's also labeled at the bottom down here on this first tab, Form A. This is the form that has your bidder information. Now, Form B, on Form B, we ask you to provide the information about your inside contacts. And this is for the work that Bunny does with the awarded bidders after awards are made. She needs to know who is the key contact that oversees the performance of the contract, who in your company oversees marketing, who oversees the sales, meaning the submittal of the monthly sales report. You can see the kind of information that she needs. So what you do is you just put your contact name over here in column A for each of those people, and then you put their email address, and you can get their, you probably can, what's not at ESD 112, but at Smithsonian. and provide your phone number and your cell phone number. Okay? And you do that for each person that she needs information on. Okay? And if there are other people that you need her to know about that are going to be involved in this contract, if you're an awarded bidder, please provide Bunny with their names and their contact information as well. All right? So there's not too much to say about that. Again, that's Form B, and it's labeled at the top, and it's labeled on the Form B tab at the bottom. Let's go on to Form C. On Form C, we need to know who's on your sales force. This is very important because on our website, we provide information about who the purchaser should contact if they are going to purchase something off of this bid. So again, as you can see in row 2, if you're a manufacturer that's commissioning resellers, you need to fill out columns A through F. If you're a reseller, such as in this scenario, I can skip column A because I'm the company that's bidding, but I need to complete columns B through F. All right, so I can see right here, Bunny, that these instructions, there is an incorrect letter here. Right here it says, identify the resellers in column A and provide the pertinent data in columns B through D, but that really should say pertinent data in columns B through F. All right, so anyway, so again, all you do is type, and we need every single piece of contact data for every state or every region that you're bidding in. Okay, now if you're an awarded bidder and then you add Salesforce to the states that you're awarded in, you can always come back and update this, but this is your starting place for your bid. Form D, again, at the bottom it says Form D post-award requirements, and in row A it says Form D. This is only for bidders that are commissioning agents. So in other words, if you're a manufacturer, but you're commissioning agents to fulfill the post-award requirements and the requirements identified in the scope of work, then we want to know who is going to complete all of these responsibilities. What can we expect? So oftentimes when a manufacturer commissions an agent, there are various tasks there are always various tasks that need to be done, but we want to know who will do them. So for number 1, meet with a Digital Edge team to review the post-award contract requirements. We hope that in this case, well, in the case of the reseller, we won't have to fill out this page, but if you're a manufacturer and you're the bidder, you will have to attend that particular meeting, and we hope that your agents will as well. So put an X under the column that identifies who's going to fulfill that responsibility. Can you think of anything else to add to that, Bunny? Okay. Okay. Now again, in the scenario that I'm providing you with today, I am a reseller, and I don't have to fill out this page because there is no division of responsibilities for a reseller. A reseller fulfills all of the post-award requirements. Can you think of any exceptions to that, Bunny? No. Okay. All right. So the first 4 forms, Forms A through D, are all about just helping us to get to know you as a company and how you're going to interact with the ESD 112 Digital Edge staff should you receive an award. Now we get into the actual bid forms, and that is the next tab at the bottom. And again, this is the group of this is the set of forms that is all about wireless tablets by a specific manufacturer and that manufacturer's related solutions. So I'm the bidding company. I'm Smithsonian Inc. And the manufacturer is company ABC. That is actually what I identified on Form A. And the operating system is Android. Now, if you're going to bid in the category, or if you're going to bid on wireless tablets or handheld devices or laptops or cell phones, you use this bid form that is named with that category right up here in row 3. And of course, down here, the tab says wireless tablets. Really, that should say wireless devices, and the devices include these 4 kinds of devices up here on this particular row, row 3. Now, when you get to this form, you should be thinking about 2 things. Once you bid even one product in this category, called wireless tablets, handheld devices, laptops, and cell phones, you have to bid everything in this category that is on this manufacturer's price list. You cannot cherry pick what you want to bid in this category. We will be doing an analysis of what you bid on your bid form, and we will be looking at the manufacturer's products on their price sheet. And we'll make sure that everything on the manufacturer's product and price sheet is on this form if it's in the category of tablets, devices, laptops, and cell phones. So that's the first thing you should be thinking about. The second thing you should be thinking about when you get to this particular form is, out of all of the wireless tablets, handheld devices, laptops, and cell phones, by this manufacturer, company A, B, and C, which devices do you want to really promote and be most competitive with? So maybe you want to offer just a single price adjustment for most of the devices in this category. And maybe you want to save your most competitive pricing for a few of the devices in this category, in which case your more competitive price adjustments would come down here and begin on row 37. So let's just start up here at the top on row 6. In cell G6, this is the cell you would use for a generic price adjustment that applies to maybe most of the well, let me back up. This is the cell where you would supply a single price adjustment on any of the products that you list in this part of the form. So remember, on Form A, I said that I'm bidding markup over cost. So when you bid markup over cost, you use a positive number here. But if you're bidding any kind of a discount, then you use a negative number. And I'll tell you why in just a second. You can probably figure it out. But so in my scenario, I'm bidding markup over cost. And these are just placeholders. They're not even realistic. I don't know if they're realistic or not because we don't know what your markups are. We don't know what your costs are. So let's say that my markup over cost is 15%. That I'm going to bid. This is my bid. This is my price adjustment that will produce bid prices on all of the items I list here. So product number 1, and that's actually, I should say product, this is kind of a product number, the manufacturer's product number. Let's say it's AD-01 for something or other. And the name of that product is well, Smithsonian, no, I'm sorry, company ABC's basic tablet. And the baseline amount that you're applying the price adjustment to is your cost. So in this case, it's $200. As soon as I press tab, it enters $200, it applies a 15% markup, and the final bid price is calculated for you at $230. All right? Now, our contract requires that you provide a benefit to the purchasers, a financial benefit on this particular contract, meaning that your bid must supply a bid price that's better than normal educational pricing. Now remember, your bid prices must also include an admin fee and shipping and handling and all other operational costs. So you need to, for this column, you need to look at your normal educational price. If it's different than column C, or if it's the same as column C, type same. All right? Now, can you provide evidence that this product's bid price is lower than normal educational pricing? If you can't provide that, then you shouldn't be bidding. Because remember, we require a financial benefit to the purchasers on this contract. Again, the pricing, the final bid price here has to be better than normal educational pricing. So if you can't type a yes in that column, either go back and adjust your final bid price, or I'm sorry, adjust your percent that you're applying to the products in this particular part of the form, or don't bid. All right. So then again, the next product in this particular section has a product number of AD-02. It's the company ABC's premium tablet, and it's a $500 tablet, that's your cost to the company, to the manufacturer for $500 per tablet. You'll notice that as soon as you enter $500 and press the tab key, it applies a 14% markup over cost, and the final bid price is calculated for you. Okay. All right. Okay, so you would list all of the products in that manufacturer's line of wireless tablets, devices, laptops, and cell phones that you would want to apply a 14% markup over cost, such as in this scenario. Once you've listed all of those products that you want to apply this price adjustment to, then you continue on down the form, and this is where you get even more competitive. And row 35 will remind you that the products you enter in this section, section 2, must be bid with a more competitive price adjustment than the products in section 1. But, however, the nice thing about this particular section is that the percentages of price adjustments may vary product by product. So let's say that this is product AD-07, and this is the company ABC's middle of the road tablet. Again, whatever the product name is. And that particular tablet, your cost for that particular tablet is $300. And this is a more competitive price adjustment than up above, where you bid 14% price adjustment over cost. So we're going to do 10% here. And again, the bid form will do your calculation for you, and the final bid price will be $330 for that particular item. All right. So again, same things apply here in columns F and G. And so you, again, just like above, you might want to bid just a few. Well, you have to, down here, you have to bid the remainder of all of the products in this product category that are on the manufacturer's price list that you didn't list up here in section 1. All right. So if you didn't list a wireless tablet or a device or a laptop or a cell phone in section 1, then you better list it in section 2. It has to show up in one of the sections. Notice that as I fill this out, let's see, mid to top tablet. And this one's 350. Let me just finish this one. This one's 11%, same, and yes. Okay. Notice that there are bid scores being calculated in each of these sections, and those bid scores are coming from your final bid prices. That's why I don't care whether you use a markup over cost or a discount from some kind of a price list, because we're not looking at the percent of price adjustment. We're looking at the final bid price, and the final bid prices are being added and included in your bid score for that section of the bid form. Okay? Now, obviously, 798 comes from the addition of $228 and $570. That's your final bid score for section 1 on this bid form, and down here the bid score for section 2 is $718.50 for a total category score of $15.16.50. Let's go back to Form A, where we should now see a final bid score that's been calculated so far. This is cumulative. This particular bid score will come from the total category, the sum of all of the total category scores. So far I've only bid in one category, and that's why the total score for this category called wireless mobile devices up here, or wireless tablets, handheld devices, etc. That's why it's the same as the bid score on Form A. But now, as soon as we go on to another bid form in this set of bid forms for this manufacturer, as soon as we start adding products on this bid form, let's say that this is hardware related to the wireless mobile devices, and so you have to look at the description of what this category really means. This is equipment that connects to the wireless tablet, either with a cable or through wired or wireless networks or in the cloud, and uses the same OS. So examples include, but are not limited to, server solutions, laptops, and desktop computers. All right. Again, as soon as you bid one item in this category, you have to bid all of the items on that manufacturer's category on their price sheet. So let's say that this particular product number is LT-01, and this is your basic laptop by this company. And the baseline, the baseline is coming from your cost to the manufacturer, and your cost is $700. Oh, I need to go over here and put in my price adjustment, which is 14%. So applying a 14% markup over cost to anything that I add in Section 1 will produce final bid prices and a bid score for Section 1. Okay. All right. and you would list anything in section 1 that you want to apply a 14% markup over cost price adjustment. Then you come down here and you list everything else in this product category. And this is a basic or standard laptop by this company, by this manufacturer, I should say. And the baseline for that is $900. That's your cost. And remember, in this category, or in this section, which is section 2, you can assign your percent of price adjustments for each and every individual product in this particular section. So, but it's got to be more competitive than what you bid up in section 1. So I'm going to apply a 9% adjustment there, and again it produces a bid price, which produces a bid score down here for section 2, and then a total bid score for this category. Okay, you can't change that. Those are all calculated for you. All right. So now going back to Form A, it's producing a final bid score of 3295.50. And what your goal is to try to get this number as low as it can be, because with all things being equal, you and a competing bidder, if you submit similar bids on company ABC's wireless mobile devices and all of their related solutions for their wireless mobile devices, we'll just simply be comparing your final bid score and choosing the lowest bidder. Now, I want to go back and say something that's in the evaluation section of the invitation to bid. And I want to find that right before I go any further. I'm looking for the section. Okay, it's on page 18, section 2.2.1, talks about who the lowest bidder will be. But there is one exception, and let me explain that. The lowest bidder for company ABC's wireless mobile devices and their related solutions will be the bidder whose bid results in the lowest total score on Form A to the 100th for a manufacturer's product group. That's defined right there in 2.2.1 on page 18. But going to the next paragraph, 2.2.1.A, provides an exception. If there's a bidder that bids on more categories than you do for this manufacturer's wireless mobile devices and related solutions, they are going to probably have a final bid score that's higher than yours. And that would make sense. If they're bidding on in more categories, they're producing bid scores that include more prices. So yeah, they're going to have a higher bid score than you. But they'll be awarded the bid if they have bid correctly, and if they've met all of the material requirements of this bid. They will be awarded the bid because they're bidding in more categories. So I want to explore that with you for a second. Let's say that, you know, like I said, I'm Miss Smithsonian, and I'm bidding on the company ABC's wireless tablets and the related solutions provided by company ABC. And I am going to bid on wireless tablets by that company, by that manufacturer, and related hardware. And I'll bid on accessories, but I'm not going to bid on the operating system. Maybe that, you know, and maybe I can't, but maybe you have the choice about whether or not you bid in a category. And this category is operating systems. Now, I don't know if you can bid on operating systems or not. I don't know if there's such a thing. But let's say, just for the sake of argument, that I don't bid on this category, but somebody else does. Well, their bid score, if everything else is exactly the same, and I don't bid on this category, but somebody else does, they obviously are going to have a higher bid score than me right here on Form A, but they'll get the bid because they bid on a category, on more categories than what I bid on. Okay? So I want to be really clear that we're looking for the lowest bid scores of this on the same manufacturer's product line, but with one exception. We're looking for the bid that has the most categories included. All right? So come down here and look at all of the tabs. Read the description for what's included in that category, and then decide if you want to bid in that category. Once you bid one product in this category, you have to bid all of the products that are provided by that manufacturer in that category. Then go to the next tab and do the same thing. Do you want to bid on this manufacturer's company's accessories? If you do, supply a price adjustment, fill out section A, and then come down here to section B and get even more competitive on some of the products. Look at the operating systems. Look at the software. Look at the apps by that company. Look at the warranties. Look at the wireless presentation solutions by that company. Maybe that company has them, maybe they don't. We just put these on here in case that company does provide that solution. All right? One thing I want to point out is that every time you fill out a worksheet here, you have to make sure that you fill out all of the data in row A. Even though it gets repetitive, we need you to do that. Okay, I'm going to stop for a second. I'm just looking to see if there are any questions. I'm not seeing any questions in the window. So since I'm not, I'm just going to give you about 30 seconds to think of what your questions are. Go ahead, open up the question window. Type in any questions in your control panel, press the send button, and I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability. And while you're thinking, let me just turn to my partner here. Bunny, can you think of anything I left out that I should share with them?
I would just emphasize that if they bid on one piece of hardware, for instance, they have to bid on every piece of hardware that goes with that product that they're bidding on.
Within that category?
In that category. Yes. And
All
then
right.
the other thing is to make sure that what they mark on Form A, as far as if they're going to do markup over cost, then that is consistent with what they do on their own.
Okay. So Bunny asked me to remind you of two things. And let's start with bid form A. She's reminded me to remind you that if on bid form A you are saying that you're going to use the markup over cost method of bidding, that method must be used on every form that you submit, that you fill out to submit bids in the different categories. Okay? And again, for markup over cost, you use a positive number. For any kind of discount, you use a negative number. And there's a reminder for you every time you mouse over the cells where you actually put that number in. There's a pop-up comment that reminds you. I don't know if you can see that. Let me see. You can see that there's a pop-up comment that reminds you to use a negative number for a discount or a positive number for markup over your cost. And Bunny has also reminded me to remind you that, again, as soon as you bid one item, let's go to warranties, as soon as you bid one item in the warranties category for on this form, you must bid all of your warranties, all of the costs of all of your warranties, using the markup over cost if that's what you marked on Form A. Can you think of anything else then? All right. So let's see if anybody wrote any questions. Okay, and I see a couple of questions. If I bid, okay, I'm going to forgive me here. I'm just looking at some of the questions, seeing if there's a way to expand the window. Okay. Okay, first question. If I bid products that are currently on the AV bid, I understand they will be under the new admin fee. If I only want to bid 2 items, this requires that I bid all the items of the category. Is that correct? And I appreciate the question. I know that's on the mind of several of you, but yes, and that I do need to respond affirmatively to that question. Yes, if I bid products that are currently on the AV bid, and you bid it on here, and if you're awarded on here, then yes, they will. The lower admin fee will be applied. So I'm thinking about this. The second part of that question. Yes, the second part of the question is, do you have to bid all of the products in that category on this bid if you even bid one? And the answer to that is yes, you do. You can't just, like I said, you just can't cherry pick 2 products out of a manufacturer's price list for this product category and bid them. Yeah. Good question. All right, and let me look at the next question. Oh, this question was already answered. Yeah, this will drop the admin fee from the AV bid to the new bid. Is this correct? Yes, it is. If I bid the same items from the AV bid to this bid and I'm not awarded, does that mean I default back to the AV bid admin fee? Yes, it does. Okay. All right, so those are the 3 questions that came in. Hopefully that's clarified how you use this one bid form and what you use it for if you're opening up the bid form for wireless mobile devices and their related solutions. All right, now we're going to open up the second bid, the different bid form for third-party solutions. This is the bid form that you would use if you're bidding on a product manufactured by a company that doesn't actually manufacture the wireless mobile devices themselves, but they manufacture really cool accessory products or enhancing products. They might manufacture the charging stations or the syncing carts, or they might manufacture protective covers. So again, in the same way, this is called third-party solutions, and you fill it out the very same way as you do on the other one. You identify who you are as the bidding company, you identify the name of the manufacturer, and maybe as the bidding company up here, you are the manufacturer, and you identify what kind of bidder are you. You're either a bidder that's an authorized reseller, you're either a bidder that's a manufacturer that's going to be the sole provider of this of your line of products, or you're a manufacturer that will commission resellers. Please note that if you are a manufacturer that's going to commission resellers, you do have to fill out Form D of this file. All right, so please mark an X in the right cell. And again, here we go. place an X in all of the states that you're authorized to sell this particular manufacturer's third-party products in for wireless mobile devices. All right? And if this, for third-party solutions such as, let's say, charging carts. If your charging cart is good for Chromebooks and iPads and LearnPads and Kunos, then don't fill out this middle section. Oh no, I'm sorry. Oh, need to back up. I need to correct myself. I can remember going either way on this, but I'm going to correct myself. If you sell a third-party product that is pertinent to more than one operating system, mark all of the operating systems that that product will be functional with. All right? Okay. Again, choose your markup over cost, or your discount from educational pricing, or your discount from MSRP. Whatever you choose here has to be the method that you use on all of the bid forms in this workbook. Okay? All right. Again, fill out Form B for your inside contacts in case you're awarded, and we hope you are, and then fill out Form C according to the instructions here for your sales force. And if you're a manufacturer that's commissioning agents for this, then you have to fill out Form D. If you're a reseller, you do not have to fill out Form D. And then we tried to guess on the different kinds of products that third-party manufacturers would provide for wireless mobile devices or tablets or handhelds or cell phones. And so we tried to kind of group them into categories. Here's the accessory category, and you use the same bidding approach here as I showed you previously. And because we're coming down the home stretch of this presentation, I'm going to have to not demonstrate this again, but it's the same. You approach this worksheet the same way. Make sure that if you don't understand what is meant by accessories, that you go up here to row 4 and read the description for accessories. All right, so we know what you want. So that you know what you should use this form for. And there are more tabs down here. Maybe you're a company that sells apps for wireless mobile devices. All right? And maybe there's only one app, but you sell it. Well, then fill out this whole form, set of bid forms, but you'd only come to this form if this company only sells one app for the devices that you marked on Form A. Then you fill out this bid form, and just like I said before, and just using the approach like I described before. All right. Wireless presentation solutions are defined up here in row 4. Don't forget to fill out all of the data requested in row 1 as well. Mobile device management systems, learning solutions, that category is described up here in row 4. Furniture, PD. PD means professional development. And then if you sell products or third-party solutions for wireless mobile devices, and we haven't identified a category for it on any other tab down here, then come over here to the last tab, and this is where you can sell other solutions by this company, by this manufacturer, for the operating systems listed on Form A. Okay, so this is where you can get creative, and this is where we don't want to limit you by because we didn't include the right category for something that you might manufacture or sell. So use this tab called Other Solutions in a way that provides flexibility to your company in bidding. Okay? And again, you fill out the forms for third-party solutions in the same way that you fill out the forms for the wireless mobile devices and their related solutions. All right? So I'm going to check to see if any more I'm sorry, there are a lot of questions here. Okay, and I'm not sure we're going to have time to answer them all. So let me see what I can do here. Okay, the question is, if we want to bid a manufacturer's tablets on the wireless tablets tab, are we then also required to bid on anything that could be offered on that tab under that manufacturer? Handheld laptops and cell phone devices. Yes, because that's an entire category. Next question, if there are existing products on the AV bid that are awarded on this new bid, will the product be on both bids? No. They will be only on one contract or the other. That would be too confusing for purchasers. So if you are awarded bids on this contract and they're already on the other contract, we're assuming that you prefer to utilize this contract, so we will take them off of the AV contract. Good question. Next question. With respect to charging carts and specific to the verbiage category listed on 2.1, all right, let me take a look. If I bid tablet charging carts with company B, do I need to bid all carts, tablet and laptop? Yes. If it's in that company's category, I'm sorry, if they're included on that manufacturer's price list in that category, yes, you are required to bid them all. If so, how do you differentiate a category from a manufacturer if they do not segment iPad/tablet carts from laptop carts? Well, remember, we're looking for solutions for all charging carts and all iPad carts, or all carts for charging or syncing. So I don't know how you differentiate a category from a manufacturer if they do not segment iPad and tablet carts from laptop carts. Both kinds of those carts are pertinent to this bid because iPad/tablet carts and laptop carts both are for wireless mobile devices, and that's why you will be required to include all of them in this bid. Okay, another question. If I bid a manufacturer's Chromebooks and I do a discount from list, am I able to mark up from cost on the same manufacturer's Windows laptops? No. Nope. I think I covered that earlier. If you needed to, okay, I just read more of the question. If I bid a manufacturer's Chromebooks and I do a discount from list, Am I able to do markup from cost on the same manufacturer's Windows laptops? I believe this would be 2 workbooks, correct? Since they are different operating systems. And yes, that's a very good question, and yes, you are right. If you're using the forms for the actual wireless mobile devices themselves, and one device, such as the tablets, or the Chromebooks, are for the Chrome Android system, and the other, like the laptops, are for the Windows system, I would recommend that you use before I finish that, I need to look at the bid form, because I think the bid form for wireless mobile devices themselves says to mark all. Let me make sure I'm on the right bid form. I'm on the form for wireless mobile devices and related solutions. If I come down here to the bottom of bid form A, in the middle it says place an X in column E for the operating system that this bid applies to. For the operating system that this bid applies to. Very, very, very good question that was just asked by this potential bidder. On the wireless mobile device form, Form A, the tablets might run one operating system, and that manufacturer's laptops might run a different operating system. For the wireless devices themselves, you may only mark one of these operating systems here for what you're bidding. Notice that the word "the" is underlined. So if a particular manufacturer manufactures both Chromebooks and laptops, use one set of bid forms for the Chromebooks that run the Chrome Android operating system, use another set of bid forms for the laptops that are running Windows 8 or Windows 7 or whatever they're running. Very good question, and thank you for asking that. I'm going to have to call it. I've got 2 more questions, and then we're going to call this quits because I have a 4 o'clock meeting, and I'm late already. Just for clarity, if we wanted to bid all of HP's Chromebooks, would we also then have to bid every laptop and tablet offered by HP? If they're running the same operating system, yes. If they're running different operating systems, no, because then you can split your bid just like I described in the previous answer, and you have to offer all of the wireless mobile devices for a single operating system that's included on a manufacturer's price list. Okay. The products on this bid seem very extensive. Would you consider a bid extension, please? No. We are going to have to award these bids so that purchasers can make their purchases by June 1. That's our target date. We feel like we've given 6 weeks. I know that may not sound like a lot of time to you, but this bid has been published now for quite a long time. We have a timeline we're trying to meet for the purchasers. So here's what I would just offer as a thought for that question asker. If this is feeling very extensive, pick your best products to bid on, and bid on them and let the other ones go. Bid on your most promising products, bid on your best sellers, let the other ones go. That's all I can offer. Okay. Excellent questions today. Thank you for thinking through this with me. Thank you for asking them. Don't forget that your bid is due April 29th at 4:30 at the ESD. It's very important that it arrives on time. That is a material requirement of the invitation to bid. If it arrives at 4:31, it will be rejected, unfortunately, but we do have to be fair to everybody. So we don't want anyone's bid to be rejected because of any kind of thing like that. So when I say that, I just want to make sure that you have the information you need to meet the bid requirements and make yourself eligible for a bid award. On that note, I must run. Bunny, can you think of any other thoughts you want to share?
No, I can't. Thank you very much.
Okay. We want to wish all of you the very best of luck in your bidding. May the best bidder win, and we will hope to see a bid from you next week. Thanks so much.